Hello everyone and welcome to a video which I have been waiting for over the last 2 years, as we all have been, as next Tuesday the waiting is finally over. Army General will arrive and we already have a preview built here on the strike team that we can show you, which will have all the features that you will get at Tuesday as well. We will go over the balance in other videos, but for now let's just focus on this amazing new campaign feature. And yep, we have the first campaign called Bruderkrieg. It's a short one, and by far the shortest one out of them all. The other ones are all a good bit bigger. 4 more will come, covering more of this 1989 war scenario. Co-op and versus multiplayer, unfortunately, had to be pulled out for now because there were a couple of bugs. They are pretty much feature complete, but a couple of bugs still around. There will be videos over the next couple of days, and starting with today, right after this video going live, of me playing versus a wooden box in Versus. So if you want to see how it will look, check those out. And yeah, you have 3 difficulty levels for the campaigns. Each campaign changing, first of all, how many reinforcements the enemy will get in each battle, how fast they will get units, veterancy of units, and on the campaign level, how fast they will get the reinforcements. They don't get more units, but they get them on higher veterancy level, and they get them a bit faster in battle. So in battle, they get them a bit faster. But if you beat them all, they're all dead. But on Elite, it's actually quite the hard game. And yeah, we just gonna jump in here now as a Warsaw Pact and get ourselves into the game.
June 20th, 1989, Germany. The strategic Warsaw Pact's offensive across the inner German border has taken NATO largely by surprise. Facing NATO's CENTAG, the Soviet 8th Guards Army begins its multi-pronged attack at 5 o'clock. The objective is Frankfurt am Main, home to the 5th Corps, a key military target and transport hub. At the frontier, the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment, with a few isolated battalions, put up fierce resistance for hours. Overwhelming firepower ultimately results in a Soviet breakthrough at Fulda. The armored vanguard surges to Frankfurt. Further north, the flank of the main invasion is assigned to the East German 4th Motorisierte Schützen
I
Division.
love the mix
They advance on
of
Bad
real-life
Hersfeld.
footage
The National Volksarmee aims to press
and
further and
in-game
seize
clips.
Asfeld, establishing a covering force. This would protect the Warsaw Pact's axis of attack against any counterstrikes from the Bundeswehr's 5th Panzer Division. NATO has an early chance to disrupt the Soviet thrust on Frankfurt. Warsaw Pact's capture of Asfeld becomes paramount. A series of pitched battles await.
The 4th Motorisierte Schützen Division's orders are to cover the northern flank of our offensive on Frankfurt. Capturing Alsfeld lets us block any potential counterattack by the Bundeswehr's 5th Panzer Division.
So yeah, we are on the offensive at the beginning, and then there will be a Bundeswehr counterattack in this scenario.
We are facing 2 armored brigades. They need to be delayed for as long as possible. 3 days from now, the Soviet 8th Guards Army will free up additional tanks and artillery forces. These fresh troops would let us continue the advance towards Marburg.
Thank you, Comrade General Major. Our first objective is Bad Hersfeld, held by the 3rd Squadron of the 11th ACR. The advantage of numbers is ours, as is surprise. It is critical. We cut off any route the American armor might use to fall back on Alsfeld. Alsfeld is only lightly defended by a few West German reservists. The Bundeswehr is estimated to need at least 24 hours to deploy a Panzer Brigade against us. The sooner we take Alsfeld, the stronger. We can meet the enemy head-on, hold the town until the 23rd. Good luck, Comrade General.
Let's go. Warsaw Pact plays first in this one, so we are on the initiative.
Comrade General, the heavy American tank force defending Bad Hersfeld might be formidable, but they are not invincible.
And as you can see,
Assaults should break this armor.
on the front line, we outnumber the enemy 1-2 a lot. And this is, though, because this one is a really, really strong unit. So the combat strength is given by the 2 lower numbers, 19th here is their offensive value, 17 is their defensive value. The number on the top means the movement points they have. So most normal units have 12. And yeah, we have a recon battalion here, for example, which has a strength of 1 and 1. So in combat, it's adding a bit, but not much. And when you move units, you want to stay within the light red, because if you were staying in the light red, you can still attack afterwards or assist other units in attack. If you go into the dark red, you can't do anything in that turn anymore, but you can move there. So for retreat or maneuver, the dark red is your quick move. But in the light red, if you want to, for example, attack the third armored here, that is the point.
Good news. Bad Hersfeld is ours. We are ready to continue the advance to Alsfeld.
Have quite a lot of artillery. We have quite a lot of tanks, but all T55. Yes, slightly buffed now in this version, so they are somewhat competitive, but still no chance against the pretty strong M1A1s that we have against us here. And the Bradleys, which still hit pretty hard. But if we bring in enough forces here, we can deal quite some damage. And we also have some air forces here. We have some AA. And if you move the AA into the light red, they can still deploy afterwards and give you AA cover. And this way block enemy air support. And then we can prepare for attack here. Choose 2 main units. We have currently 1 armored and 1 mechanized force close by, 1 auxiliary. And as we didn't brought the artillery close enough, we can't use the artillery yet, but if we move the artillery close enough, we can use both of these forces, our recon battalion, our artillery, and our Jagd bombers. And then we can click auto resolve to fight the battles, or we can go into a tactical battle. With auto resolve, as you can see here, as neither side had a lucky roll, which can happen, tilting it into one direction by 0.5, and their heavy tanks mirrored our advantage for air support. It's an even trade here, and because there's no major victory here into either direction, the losses are for 24% on both sides, which then get picked by random. So we killed off 22 tanks, we killed off 8 infantry, we lost a lot of infantry and a couple of tanks, a good couple of vehicles, BMPs and coas as well. So pretty heavy losses on both sides. They lost a good bit of their tank strength, as we will be able to see here now in their TOE as well. There are fewer tanks here, a couple of BMP platoons completely wiped out. Over here for us, though, we lost a good couple of tanks. We lost some Strellas here. Our AA basically wiped out in this formation. Over here, we lost some commanders and so on, and these won't be replaced. And then, if you want to go in with more forces, you can do so here as well. You can attack with more than one formation in each combat. We can't bring these guys close enough. They're just not in range. And we then can bring in these units for a tactical battle, where we can choose what the AI should take over. We then also can choose how much reinforcements the AI should get in comparison to us. With obviously in multiplayer, in co-op, you will be able to give that to other players then, and in co-op. And you can choose how much income the AI gets at the beginning and in each turn. So yes, you can give them units, but if it's just a small unit that's not too important, then you don't give them as much income. Take most for yourself and micro it. Or if you want to be a bit on the back foot, you just want to be the air support, you can let the AI do the groundwork as well. And then the battles in this are pretty cool as well. They are a mix out of Conquest. You always have 3 zones. But the layout can be random. It's always the same map if you are for the one hex, but if the hexes move, it's a different map. And even if you're in the same hex, it might be a different zone layout. They really made a lot of map versions. Obviously, it's known maps that we know from the map pool, but it's completely different layouts than what we're used to from the multiplayer. As it's always 7 points added up to 2 zones somewhat closer to the attacker and 1 rear +3 zone usually. But then there's also the morale system, which is another way to victory, and that's basically destruction. If you destroy enough units of the enemy, their morale will be broken and you will get a victory as well, no matter what the point stand is at the time. We have 210 morale here, they have 70 in this scenario. And so if we bring in enough and destroy enough enemy tanks, we don't in time before they get to the capture point victory, we win as well. Meaning that they can't just you can't just rush in and capture. If you take too many losses on the attacker, you will lose as well, and can win games that way as well. Both victory conditions have happened in games we have played in the strike team, so it's both a viable way to finish off a fight, and it's really cool that this is a new game mode as well. And I hope you are just as hyped for Army General in general as I am. As I said, there will be a campaign between me and the Wooden Box, so if you want to see some action there, go and check those YouTube videos out now. Or if you want to see me play as both sides versus the AI, come over to Twitch. We're gonna play it over the weekend a lot, and then obviously we're gonna play it also over the next couple of weeks a bit more on YouTube. And yeah, really hyped for versus and co-op once the bugs have been crushed. And I hope you are just as hyped as I am. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye, and have a great day.